Hey GGs! So today we're starting off with hip circles. As you can see, I'm in a tabletop position and just that one leg is going to be moving. We're going to bring it up in a donkey kick position around like a fire hydrant so it forms a circle. So think about driving your heel to the sky and then you're just going to bring it around, getting those hips loose. You're doing 8 each side of these. Next we have bird dogs. What you're going to do is you're going to be in a tabletop position and you're lifting your opposite arm and opposite leg at the same time. And this is a really good core strengthening and stability exercise. You're doing 10 total. Alright, after bird dogs, we're going to do dynamic bear planks. So as you can see, my knees are not touching the pad. I'm in a bear plank and then I'm going to bring my hips back towards my heels, stretching out my back and my hips. So I'm going in and out of this motion for 8. So this is going to start to burn. It's a good workout, but you're also stretching your back out and working those hips as well. Moving on to downward dog with a calf stretch. So in the downward dog position, you're just bringing one heel up and alternating between heels, stretching out those calves, getting a good stretch. So let's go ahead and do 3 to 5 of those. Alright, these are what I call 90-90s, one side at a time. So you can see that both of my knees are bent and my feet are going the same direction. And then you're going to sit down, and then when you come up, you're going to squeeze those glutes at the top there, and that's going to really stretch out your hip flexors. So you're going to sit back down, come up, squeeze the glutes, sit back down. Traditionally, you would move from one side to the other, but I think it's easier to do one side at a time. So we're going to do 10 each side. So I'm going to switch feet in the other direction, going the same side. Sit up, sit back down. Sit up, squeeze your glutes at the top, and back down. 10 total. straight into hip internal rotations. So I want you to sit down kind of 45 degrees. You can hold your body weight with your hands like you can see me doing there. And then you're going to rotate your knee and touch the mat inward. It's going to internally rotate your hips, which is also really important for hip mobility. So one knee at a time, touching the mat inward. We have 20 of those total. Then we're just going to do a nice puppy pose stretch. So your hips are in the air, arms are straight out, stretching out that back. You're just going to hold it and breathe. Kind of just however long you would like. I would say like 3 to 5 deep breaths. And then whenever you're ready, we'll move on to the next mobility exercise. Empty streets and silent skies whispering. So this next one is almost like a world's greatest stretch, but without the lunge. So you're going to be in tabletop position, and you're just moving one arm at a time. I kind of keep my elbow at a 90-degree angle, if you can see that. It's just stretching out my upper back. We're doing 10 each side. Just pivoting around so you can see a different angle, but stretching and rotating that back. And then keeping your elbow at a 90 degrees. Doing 10. Photographs of times we share, moments that you can't repair, tears that dry on wind sweat. Woo! Let's get into the workout. So today we're doing core. I'm holding a dumbbell over my head, and these are called standing leg raises with an overhead hold. So instead of doing like laying down and doing a leg raise for an ab workout, you're going to stand. It works the core just as well. It's a little bit easier actually. Alright, you're doing 20 of these total. Next up is kneeling around the world. So as you can see, I'm kneeling, and you're grabbing a dumbbell. You're going to bring it up and around your head, down to your torso, up and around, stop at your belly. And I really want you to squeeze your lower abs during this movement to be able to feel it. This is a very functional, practical movement. Always lifting things, bringing them up over your head, and you're twisting at the same time. Oh, straight in to dead bugs with an overhead hold. Alright, so you're lying down, you're holding a dumbbell over your head, and you're basically doing the standing leg raises, but laying down this time. So you're doing 20 of those total. Really squeezing your core. Make sure your back doesn't arch too much. Next up is Russian twists. So my feet are touching the ground. It's just going to make it a little bit easier to start, but your body's at a 45-degree angle. You're holding a dumbbell at one end, and you're doing a twisting motion, touching the dumbbell on each side as you're turning. And I do have you programmed for 30 of these. You can do it. Just squeeze that core and get those 30 done. exercise is a high plank. So keep those feet just outside your hips, hands stacked underneath your shoulders, and you're just going to squeeze your core, and you're doing this for 20 to 30 seconds, or as long as you can hold it. Breathing while you're in this movement. Make sure to squeeze, and you're going as long as you can, 20 to 30 seconds. Last exercise of this set is going to be sit-ups. So if you can find something to put your feet underneath, it'll be a little bit easier, but you're just gonna roll back down, come up. I touch the fence, you can touch your knees, you can touch the ground in between your legs. If this is too difficult for you, you can go ahead and do 10 to 20 crunches. Back at it with set number 2. Make sure that you have rested about a minute to 2 minutes before starting this again. We got our standing leg raises with an overhead hold. For you to really feel this, you need to be squeezing your core throughout the entire movement. So squeeze and squeeze. You got 20 total. You're going to start to feel this in your arms. It's totally okay. It's almost like a little full body exercise, but your core is the one that's stabilizing you. 10 total. Okay, here we have our deadbug. Overhead hold. So you're basically just holding that dumbbell as far back as you can while alternating your legs, kind of like a bicycle kick. Squeeze the neck core, don't let your back arch. You've got 20 total. Breathe in and out. Right into Russian twist for 30 reps. If you need to pause and take a break, that's totally okay. Do this however's comfortable for you. But get those 30 reps done. Alrighty, a high plank for 20 to 30 seconds. Hands stacked under shoulders, feet just outside the hips. You're going to hold it as long as possible. Alright, we got sit-ups. I programmed 10 sit-ups for you, but again, if these are too difficult, you can go ahead and do crunches. I think I show you here in a few reps that I switched to crunches, and you can do that as well. But yay, as soon as you're done with these, you are all done for the day. Workout completed.